Good morning folks, Matt here on the planet. Down on the quayside today, 40k long run. Doing following the programme, do that every 2 weeks. And then increasing the marathon goal per stints within that, so I've done 3 times 10k quite regularly. Last time I think it was 3 times 11, and we're going to do 3 times 12 today, so yeah, a bit chilly, about 9 degrees, Carl was saying. Bit of a workout. I think I'll keep this jacket on for the first stint. Quite a high volume week we've had this week. If you watch the last vlog, legs are a bit sleepy after being away for a few days. Not sure how well I'm going to be able to perform in this, but we'll see what we can do. Give it our best. I've already had 2k warm up, so this is a little jog up to the start line, and then we'll get going. But a bit chilly this morning, a bit chilly. So yeah, this is me training for Valencia in December. 9 weeks, I think it is, 9 weeks to go now. Yes, we are looking forward to it, and because of me training like this, we've been training for, it'll be 7 months before, by the time we get to Valencia, rather than the normal kind of like 4-month training block that we do. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that shapes up, or I shape up, and we're going to stay with that kind of training load into me. Probably this month, I think September, we'll push to about 300, maybe 360, 370 kilometers for the month, which is quite good. Quite a lot of volume, but quite a lot of intensity as well. So probably in the even though it's only like kind of 1 or 2 weeks, probably about 30% of it's at high intensity, the rest of it's at aerobic. So quite good, quite happy with that. And in the Vaporfly 2 today, these are my old pair. I think I first wear these in a marathon for Chester, which was 2 years or 3 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, my first Chester marathon. But I'm experimenting with taking gels kind of at the start, kind of a start line gel as it were. Realistically, I'm probably going to wait in the race, I think, until maybe 2 or 3 kilometers in before I actually start taking the first. So the idea is that you burn through I burn through the glycogen later in the race, so I use the gels kind of at the start, so you don't sort of fatigue so much at the end of the race. But it's quite tough to be able to take gels for constantly for 3 hours of running, but it's part of the training. I'm taking more gels in these kind of runs than I have done in the past. Before, the stomach couldn't handle it, but now I can, so it just takes a while to build up that tolerance. Also had some more than 320 as well last night. It's a drink mix. I've also got some more of that for today. I'll take that as I complete these loops around the quayside here. So any which way I go, probably about 12 to 15k loops. Should make it to the 40 if I survive the 40. Yeah, did I say it before, about 9 degrees, a bit chilly, not much wind at all. In fact, virtually no wind. See the trees moving very slightly there, but nothing. So I think it's about 4 on the weather report. We're going to get up to about 8 and 9 mile an hour winds by the time we finish the run. Hopefully that'll stay off so I can keep my stints up. Yeah, running with me 2 Garmin watches again today, so I'll just wear 2. One's my old one, one's a new one, Epics on the and the other one's the Garmin 605, just in case I get bad data off one. And one of them's hooked up to, the Epics is hooked up to, you can't see it, but underneath there you see a little bump. That is my Chorus heart rate monitor. So I've got the Chorus hooked up to the Garmin, so I get to a decent heart rate rater. So really I'm looking at how long it takes before the heart rate hits like kind of 160. That's where I'm kind of like starting breaking into the LT2 bracket. So I really want to try and keep it in the LT1 as much as possible. So below 160, and ideally, as I'm progressing through that, I'll run at least the first one of these stints in the low 150s, sometimes into the late 140s, so high 140s. So it would be nice if I could get them to be able to run this 430 minutes per kilometre pace at 149 beats per minute all the way through. That'd be nice. I don't know if it's going to happen, but maybe that's for the next training block. But we just do what we can, because that I mean, really comfortable at the low end of kind of like my LT1. It's all estimated, of course. I haven't had a proper lactate test, but I think kind of roughly from an effort point of view and looking at the range of my heart rate and the stuff that I read up on, it's roughly around about there for me. Right, we're almost at the start line, getting ready to start on this beautiful day down the quayside. Not every weekend's like this, especially as you're going into autumn and winter, but so you gotta be grateful for what you've got. Right, we'll get started and I'll speak to you at the run. I've had that first gel that should be starting to get into me now. It takes between 5 and 10 minutes to start feeling the effect or feeling the benefit. And then I've got another one. I've got a gel 160, which I will take a little bit later on in the run. Is it the one? Yeah, I've got the 160. So trying to use that a little bit later in the run, about 6-7 kilometers in, and off we go. Let's get started. Here we go. So that's 38 kilometers done, plus a 2k warm up, and we're going to do a 2k cool down. That was pretty tough, like, but it was good. I'm quite happy with that last stint. Let's have a look at the numbers. So total kilometerage 38.1, 2 hours and 57 minutes run time. Don't know if I've got the elapsed time there. I haven't, but put it on the screen what it is, but probably about 10 minutes or so, maybe between 10 and 15 minutes uptime, downtime. That includes us having a chat, refueling, a couple of toilet breaks up at the Sage building, got KFC down the end. Max heart rate 164, that's really good actually, for the considering 3 times 12 kilometers at marathon goal pace. The first one was 4:32, second one was about 4:38ish, and I think the last one was about 4:41, 4:40ish. I'll put them on the screen what they are, but I'm quite happy with all of those. Not much elevation gain on the route, so I don't know how accurate that is. 29 meters, which is probably about right. It probably usually comes out a little bit more than that, but cadence 198, so I'm quite happy with that. I think most of the stints all kept my heart rate below 160, which is really good, although obviously the first one and even the second one a little bit, I was holding back a little bit to give myself a better chance in the last stint. I don't know if I might not even talked about the last time I did this. So I had COVID and then I went out and did this stint. Did three times 11, not 3 times 12 that I did today, and that was a real struggle. The last one, the first two didn't seem too bad, but in the last one I think it was the slowest I've actually done the third stint against. Alright, before it had been the first one, I think it was 4 minutes 58 seconds. Well, the very first one I did at the start of the training block, and I think the last one was 468 for 508. Was it, or 5 5:18 or something like that. It was, so you know, and that was a long stint as well, not an easy run, an easy stint, a long stint. So it can sometimes be like that. But today's, they're all like, you know, considering this isn't the surface I'll be running on in Valencia, it's so much better. Like these stones are a bit uneven. There's some gravelly sections. There's obviously some bridge bits that I call like kind of spirally staircase bridge bits where you can't run fast over it. You're going up and down. So there's a few things to slow you down. Obviously you can make up the difference throughout, and there are a couple of bits where you can actually run on the road for like 2 or 3 kilometers at the earlier part of the day anyway, when there's no cars, and that's really good to you know, to get the pace down. I can really hit marathon goal pace and sometimes hit it a little bit faster. But today's stint, I was really focusing on the last stint and trying to get that as close to 4:30 as some of them were clipping out at, you know, 4:35, which I'm really quite happy with those. You know, really good stints, really happy with those. Still want to go a bit quicker, but I mean, do you think if I can hit 4:40 average around here, and I can actually do that faster, definitely on the earlier stints, then that's for me, that's easy. 4:30 per kilometre at Valencia, like. So it's quite good today. I've done 36 kilometres at marathon goal pace. The fastest 3 stints I've done, I think 3 hour average with the 3 stints, and definitely the strongest last stint that I've done. And 3 times 12 as well, or you know, so total 36, like I said. And that just leaves like, today the total distance I'll do is 42 kilometers, so pretty much a marathon distance. But that leaves us almost to where I want to get to. The last thing I want to do in the training block is to do a 4 times 13. So sorry, 3 times 13. I was toying with the idea in 4 times 10 with no breaks, just literally like go stop, go stop, go stop, go stop kind of thing. But I probably won't do that in the end now. But 4 times 13 is pretty much the same distance anyway, and I'll be happy with that. But yeah, next week, so obviously next week I'm back at the track, and the weekend of that track week I'll be doing a 30-32k long run, just easy pace again, just 1 gel for that, whereas today I used 6 gels. Yeah, I did use all 6. I'm really quite happy with the gel strategy. I'm getting used to using that Molten 160 now, using it at, you know, a bit, it's a bigger gel, more energy in there, so I'm starting to get used to it. My stomach's starting to get used to it. And yeah, and then the week after that we are over at Manchester for the Manchester Half Marathon, so just 2 weeks away from, probably it won't even be 2 weeks by the time this video comes out, because I've got to edit and all that. But yeah, we'll be down at Manchester. I'll be trying to break 90 minutes in that. My wife will be running the race as well. A couple of friends are there as well, so let's wish everybody a good race over there. And yeah, if you're running Manchester, come up and say hello to us. Be really interested to speak to you. Let me know in the comments if you're running. If you're not running Manchester, let us know if you're running anything else. I know the Berlin Marathon's on this weekend. But yeah, can't say much more than that. Really happy with the workout today. I feel like I've got back to where I wanted to be. After, I keep saying this, a little bit of COVID, it was only a small bit of COVID, but nevertheless it was a bit of a distraction from the training. But I'm quite happy now that I'm kind of back to where I wanted to be. Fitness is good, VO2 max is good, 60 today, 61 it was last week, I think it was. But I tend to get a slightly higher, a point higher from a track workout than I do for kind of these marathon goal pace stints. So yeah, it's going really, really well. I won't say any more. Been talking too much. I'm going to go and finish off a 2 kilometre cool down. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Appreciate the support. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.